Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This video has to do with Israel's massive bombardment and invasion of Syria. Now, in discussing the, about 12 articles that I have here open for you with information of this massive incursion, I would like you to, I would like to set the premises, lay the foundation of this conversation. That is, Israel is no more special than any other country in the world, if we are to be just. Because if you claim special, position, that means special place, then, justice goes out of the way. So I would like you to reach conclusions based on the articles, the information I will provide you in this video, by analyzing Israel's actions, by substituting, let's say, Israel with Russia, or Israel with France, or United States of America, or with Bangladesh, with any other country. And you tell me what conclusion you would reach after you do that. Because let's set the premises. Israel is an independent state, sovereign state. Syria is not Israel. Syria is still a country under the United Nations. It has some problems over there, but it's a country. So, any strikes from one country to another country without a declaration of war, however you want to call it. Now remember, let's say the Indians launch a missile strike on, let's say, Canada, because they don't like some separatists over there. How would that be called? Let's say the Indians from India, they invade somehow Canada. Or United States of America, they don't like some separatists here that they call, labeled as terrorists. What do you think the United States would do? And what do you think the world community should do? What should the United Nations label that attack as? So I want you to look at it like that. So facts are as facts, but if we are to be just and true, then we have to really be objective. So let me show you what's going on in Syria. As you know, Assad fled, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to discuss that. The jihadists or the rebel forces or democratic forces, did what they did best. With the help of whom? We know whom. Now, this is the first article coming from Sputnik. It's from 9 hours ago, and today is the 10th of December 2024. Israeli Air Force attacks over 250 military targets in the sovereign independent country of Syria over the past 2 days. Who gives them that right? If that could be done, then that means what? The Hungarians can hit Transylvania? Or Zimbabwe can hit France? Or Nigeria can hit France? Or anything like this? The Israeli Air Force has attacked more than 250 military targets, because they always just that, all right? In Syria since the change of power. Why? Oh, well, in self-defense again? Is that what it is? Including military bases, dozens of fighter jets and helicopters, anti-aircraft missile systems, and warehouses with missiles and other weapons, Israeli radio reported. All right, well, that's the first one. Russia Today is from today, the 10th of December. Israel launched one of the largest attacks on Syria in history. What does that mean? Why? Where's the Americans? Where are the sanctions? Military intervention? What's going on? Warplanes have reportedly hit more than 250 military targets in the country. Next one. Associated Press. Israeli warplanes pound Syria as troops reportedly advance deeper into the country. What do you mean? Is this an invasion? So whenever I hear Russia invaded Ukraine unprovoked, and how to call is that another they say with no reasons, then goes here and here. And if that comes from the Americans telling us that, what are you talking about? Well, selective justice. So advance deeper. Where do they advance? Now, if you say to keep Israel safe and as a preemptive buffer zone, why couldn't Russians do the same thing in East Ukraine, where the Kiev regime was killing ethnic Russians? Or Crimean Peninsula? Why can't they do it, but here they can do it? If you claim special treatment, then we're not just, all right? This is just evidence right here. I'm just, putting, head to head, back to back. Now I'm going to show you some articles from the Western media, how they look at it. Israel says it will destroy Syria's heavy strategic weaponry. Who gives you that right? How about, let's say, Russia destroys your heavy strategic weapons and alleged nuclear weapons? Why? Let's say Iran does that. I mean, really, if we use the argument that these guys could destroy us because it's kind of like not secure what's going on in Syria, so we have to do it? Why not? I don't know. Iran strikes these guys because these guys strike Lebanon, did what they did and keep doing in Gaza Strip. No? Why not? I mean, your sense of security should be respected, but another countries should not, or any other countries, as long as acceptable or accepted by Al Capone and Israel. Right, next. This is Israel says this. Okay, Israel carries out dozens of airstrikes across. Do you see anything like illegal saying here? Israel hits Syria's chemical weapons. Sends troops. I thought that Syria doesn't have chemical weapons anymore. Now they do. Again, all these things. Right. Israeli airstrikes hit security complex. This is Reuters. Research center. This is okay. Yahoo from whatever. This is again Yahoo, and this is Reuters again. Nothing in this like illegal, stop this craziness. No, the Russians used those words. Why? Because the Russians are bad, we're told. Right here. Russia Today. U.S. backs Israel invasion of Syria, preemptive in self-defense and self-protection. The IDF's advance past the Golan Heights will prevent terrorists from taking over the border area, according to the State Department. See, there you have it. So that means when it was the insurrection on the 6th of January, all right, in America, that means, let's say, Canada could have intervened or get the borders, get Detroit. I don't think they want Detroit, but just say, maybe, I don't know, Port Huron. Or let's say you have the Mexicans come over, Red Rover, because it's, oh my God, or when the George Floyd thing with was over here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington DC. Who should have intervened to protect their people or something? Washington has defended Israel military incursion in Syria, with State Department spokesman Matthew Miller stressing that the operation is in self-defense. You got it? You got it, man. You got it. Next one. But in self-defense of what exactly? The guys supported by Al Capone, former jihadists, Al-Qaeda, whatever they were, ISIS, they take control. Aren't they the other guys' friends? Since no? My friends, the military-industrial complex in America, and not only, has to rebuild the new military capabilities of Syria. Rebuilding. So let's destroy first. So we destroy first, preemptively, in self-defense or whatever. And then we come and rebuild it with our donors, arms manufacturing companies. You understand how the things are? And who are the bankers? Because who has the money? The banks, right? They have the money like this, not like gold, backed by, no, just how many zeros you want, Itzik. All right, let's go to the next article. Sputnik. Netanyahu says Golan Heights to forever remain integral part of Israel. Is it a land grab? No, you can't call it, because right here we find out, right, that actually it's in self-defense. Right? Where is it? Right here. In self-defense. Therefore, when Netanyahu says illegal, this is according to the Russians, it's not illegal whatsoever. It's in self-defense, you can do whatever you want, right? No. Only one country. It says illegal occupation of Syrian land is forever. Illegal occupation of Syrian land. Again, Netanyahu says Golan Heights to forever remain integral part of Israel. What's behind Israel's land grab in Golan? These are the bad people of Russia telling us. The Israeli military expanded their control of the Golan, you know what it is, over the Golan Heights on December 8th by seizing Syrian-controlled areas. The region has been partially occupied by Israel since the Six-Day War in 1967. So partially occupied, I think it was Resolution 242, United Nations resolution, which orders them to withdraw, but they didn't. Why? because they have to use self-defense. And I'm quoting, Israel continues to show its true character as a colonial power that will not hesitate to continue occupying land when the chance is there. End quote. Badr el-Saif, founding president of Al-Saif Consulting Assistant Professor of Kuwait University, told Sputnik. And I'm quoting, so this is a very alarming development. They've been at it with Americans' participation. So, the Israelis have already been striking Syria left and right, dismantling military infrastructure and other facilities and sites. Why? Self-defense. So the Israelis want to make sure that the next Syrian government or the next Syrian regime will start from scratch. And who's going to build it? Who's going to control it? Al Capone. Israeli invasion of Syria could also be part of its long-standing attempts to deal a blow to Iran's axis of resistance. All right. Forget about it. All right, where is that Golan Heights? I'm going to show you another map as well. Oh, this is the Jewish state, Israel, Lebanon, Syria. So this is the Golan Heights right here. And Israel invaded this part right here, all along the watchtower. All right, right there. And we're going to show you here again Golan Heights. So this is Syria, Israel. Two different countries. They're going to go in how much they want. Why? Who's going to stop them? If Iran tries to do something, Iran are bad, remember? Russia will not do anything. It's already leaving Syria. The Americans are shackled. Remember, have you watched that movie, The 300, The Spartans, The 300? Remember when, that it was a fictitious, ugly movie portraying the, how do you call them? The Persians as, like degenerates and so on, which was a bad description. But nevertheless, the guys who made the movie and produced the movie want a problem between the Europeans and the Iranians by portraying them as degenerates and all. And remember, the Persians are Iran right now. So obviously they have to be portrayed as such. So remember, they had that little monster shackled with chains, and then they released him and the guy came and fought the Spartans. Now that monster is the United States of America, shackled by Netanyahu. So what's going on? These are reports. All I want is each and every country, if we are to be just, and we say, the United States of America says, Al Capone, we want a rules-based world order. Does it sound like rules-based world order? I want all the countries to be held accountable for their actions. So if you call, hey, Kosovo is a country because those guys said self-determination, so be then, I don't know, Crimean Peninsula. Or I don't know, maybe New Mexico will decide to do that. Or, I don't know, maybe California. How about that one? No, it's selective. No, I got it. So if that's the case with that one, now the Russians invaded unprovoked and unjustifiable attack on Ukraine. Voila, mon ami. So the last article that I have here is what are the Russians doing in Syria right now? They said that they will wait for the legitimate government of Syria, whomever those will be, to negotiate with the Russians. I think the new government will just kick them out, and we'll see the Russians leave. The Russians said that they are ready to defend themselves. The guys who temporarily took over Syria, or most of the Syrian land, they said that they will not attack the Russian bases, military bases in Syria. Here is an article from Ukrainska Pravda. Russians load equipment on planes and flee Syria. And this is according to Ukraine's defense intelligence. So why the Ukrainian defense intelligence tell us something about Syria and the Russians? Why not, I know, the Romanians? And you know why. The Russians have used ships and military transport aircraft to load remaining troops, weapons and equipment and return from Syria to Russia. That's a statement which tells general 100%. Well, I know the Russians took their ships outside of the port of Tartus, whatever it's called, over there, and they're ready. That's what that's according to the Russians. So yes, they took it out so they cannot be struck in the military base Tartus, I think it's called Tartus, whatever it's called. They put over there and they're in firing position. Will they shoot? I think so, but they would ignite a little. Oh, the Russians are here. Let's kill them now, right? We'll see. So again, regarding all this, if Israel can do this in self-defense, so can everybody else do in self-defense. I mean, you can claim self-defense if someone looks in a wrong way at you. You feel threatened. I mean, what the hell? If I feel threatened based on my, I can go and queue up. Now you can draw your own conclusions. What's going on over there? It's a land grab, it seems like, in the name of that. Destroying those guys for money and security. And Iran is bad. That's the conclusion. Thank you very much for being with me again today. And the Russians are running. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.